The entire history of Mario Kart in 4 minutes. But before we talk about the first Mario Kart, we have to talk about F-Zero. In the early 90s, Nintendo had just seen massive success with F-Zero, a fast-paced, futuristic racing game on the SNES. It was revolutionary but had one big limitation: no multiplayer. Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to create a racing game where 2 players could compete on the same screen, but due to hardware limitations, this game required a slower pace. Initially, this wasn't even supposed to be a Mario game. The developers were experimenting with multiplayer racing, and once they added Mario to the mix, the team realized that putting iconic Nintendo characters into go-karts made the game way more fun and recognizable. Unlike F-Zero, which focused on speed, Super Mario Kart introduced items, a groundbreaking idea at the time. The team wanted to make races unpredictable and give every player a chance. This led to power-ups like red shells, bananas, and of course, the infamous lightning bolt. Because of the success of Super Mario Kart, a sequel was inevitable. Nintendo wanted a bigger, better, and more chaotic Mario Kart to showcase what their new hardware could do, so they launched Mario Kart 64. What might be the most influential game in the series, Mario Kart 64 introduced blue shells, 4-player multiplayer, new drifting mechanics, and mirror mode. This was also the first Mario Kart game with full 3D graphics. What is widely regarded as one of the more underwhelming games in this series, Super Circuit was the first portable Mario Kart game and was released on the Game Boy Advance. This was the first game with retro tracks and included the entirety of Super Mario Kart in it. Released on GameCube, Mario Kart Double Dash is the most unique entry in the Mario Kart series. Unlike any other game before or after it, it featured 2 players per kart. Double Dash introduced unique items for each character, making racer selection more strategic than ever. Nintendo experimented with LAN play, allowing up to 16 players to race via GameCube link cables. While not widely used, it was the first step toward online Mario Kart, paving the way for future online play. One of the only features kept from this game in future Mario Karts was kart selection and weight classes for characters. After Double Dash, arcade Mario Karts were released. There are several entrants in this sub-series, but none of them played a major role in the development of Mario Kart, which could be attributed to the fact that they were not developed by Nintendo. Rather, these games were developed by Namco and saw characters like Pac-Man in the game. Mario Kart DS was the first Mario Kart with online play, allowing players to race online via Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. It was also the first Mario Kart to include retro tracks from every prior game. Unlike previous Mario Kart games, Mario Kart DS had a mission mode, where players had to complete challenges such as collecting coins and beating bosses. Mission mode made this one of the most beloved games of all time, and fans still hope for its return in the future. Mario Kart Wii is certainly the most broken game in the series. The addition of bikes paired with the strange lap count system sent this game into a frenzy of imbalance and glitches. However, this game did the best job of bringing casual players into Mario Kart via motion controls and the Wii Wheel. Features like inside drifting, tricking, and 12 racers saw their inception in this game and are now series staples. Mario Kart 7 is the epitome of, we need a new Mario Kart. The only notable features are gliders, underwater driving, and vehicle customization. While there were good additions, this game was essentially just a transition into Mario Kart 8. Speaking of transitions into Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 and its subsequent re-release, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, introduced anti-gravity racing. Both versions saw tremendous DLC expansions, which included iconic tracks and characters, making Mario Kart 8 Deluxe the definitive Mario Kart experience. It is the most popular Mario Kart of all time with over 67 million units sold. Now, take all that is good about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and imagine if you had to pay hundreds of dollars in microtransactions to unlock everything. That's Mario Kart Tour. This game was released for mobile devices, and although it was a great concept, the microtransactions are very tough to swallow. Nevertheless, the idea of racing at real-world locations is pretty fun. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is one of the more interesting experiments Nintendo has done. This game allows players to drive their own remote control kart around their house and also harass their pets.